All right, welcome to the Franchise Time Machine. Oh, hold on. I just heard the sound that my earbuds are dying. Let me switch them out. Wow, Bob Dabalina in the chat. It's been a while. Good seeing you. We're about to wrap up our testing of some of our player creation games in OOTP26. Yeah, no, that's fine. I know it's hard to stay up this late sometimes, especially depending on where you live. It's just nice seeing you again in the chat. Welcome back. So we've had to recalibrate because I got some echo. Is that better? Did that take care of the echo, Clay Dog? Thank you for letting me know. I think I had a speaker on. So I have a tablet with the stream on so I can see when ads roll because I'm really bad at keeping track. And I think the audio might have been on that. I have headphones on so I don't hear it. So I'm glad you let me know. I hope everyone had a good Saturday. Uh, for those of you who were played, I hope you had a good PTCS. I did not, but I was having fun with the family. So we had a busy day. We had Little League photos, and we had soccer game, and then there was a spring festival at our girls' elementary school, which is always a lot of fun. But it made for a busy day. We had to split up. We have one car, so my wife used the bus to take our younger daughter to photos, and then to the spring festival. I took my older daughter to her soccer game, and then her photos, which did not overlap, and then back to the spring festival, where I then gave my wife the car keys and I walked home. So yeah, it was a busy day, but as a result, I didn't really get to see much of PTCS. I did see Max LP80 made the final again. I don't know if he won. Did he win? I hope he did. He came so close before. Um, but again, I missed a lot of it. So um, if anyone happened to see it, please let me know. Uh, Max is great. Max used to stream late nights with us. I used to raid into him all the time. He streams mornings now, which I think is probably better for his well being and for his schedule. But yeah, let's give Max a shout out if you're not already following. And then if there's a VOD of tonight's PTCS coverage on the mothership, I can always check that out and see if Max won. Oh, actually, if he played silver gold, I can actually look at that because I was in silver gold. Let me pull that up. I'm pretty sure I had a first round exit on that based on when my phone told me I was eliminated. Hey, Reb Junior, good seeing you. I am going to, which account was it? All right, let me see. Should be able to find it. Silver gold. I think that's what Max was in. Let's take a look and see. I know he made the final. I don't know if he won it. While it's loading, we're going to do one more test of regular creator roster, and then I think our 3 versions of creator roster are ready to go. I haven't tested Dead Ball yet. Yeah, I had a first round exit. I did go 9 games. We lost to Duck 1490. At least we put up a good fight. Let's see what the scores look like. We won. Oh man, we won 3-0. We're up 4-1, and then lost four in a row. Oh, okay. Now I feel worse after having looked at this. All right, that's a bummer. Man, up 4-1 in a best of nine. Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, only the reverse sweep is worse than this, right? And look, that one loss was extra innings. If we had managed to pull out this extra inning game, we would have swept. Wow. All right, let's check out the tree and see how Max did. I think this is the one he made his run in. Claydog says Max knocked him out of Gilver, so it would be the Bonnie Lake. Is this it? The Bonnie Lake LPs? Yep, there it is. Let's see how far he went. Oh man, what a bummer. This is like the second or third PTCS final that Max has made it to, and I don't think he's been able to win one yet, which sucks. Here's Smiley Face Jane, made it to round three. Got knocked out by Baseball 911. And that team then. Are they down here? Then lost to Max. So Max avenged Smiley Face Jane. Here's us getting knocked out in the first round. Ah, that sucked. Almost a reverse sweep. Oh, Hip and Knee Doc. See him in the chats. I believe he's a pretty good manager. I mean, I think he has to be to win PTCS. But, yeah. Congrats to Hip and Knee Doc. When he made and lost the bronze finals, Max beat you too, Claydog? Yeah, I think the lesson here is, Max, stop beating Claydog. It's bad luck for you. No, we send our best wishes to Max. Next time out, man. You've been so close. I think also, I mean, he got swept this time. I think one of the other times, I think he lost in 9 games or something. It was rough. Cardinals fan, good seeing you. What is your request? I can't promise that I can fulfill it, but I can listen to it. All right, so here's where we are with our Creator roster games. Can we view the preseason predictions for what? Preseason predictions for what? Because every simulation we do look at the preseason predictions. Yeah, I mean, can it be any prediction? Because I can just show you the predictions from the last one we did. Okay. Here's the one we did for Captain Kegleg's birthday. And MLB reports and info preseason predictions. Okay. They were predicted to win 99 games, 949 runs, 275 average, 282 home runs, 4.34 team ERA. Did you just want to see like what's included? I don't think I've done everything since the patch. I don't think I've done a. Let's see. When did I install the patch? I think this morning. So yeah, I haven't simmed. I haven't simmed since the. So the prediction you see tonight will be the first one. It probably won't rebuild the report, Does the new patch not do preseason predictions anymore? Then it's a good thing we screenshot these all the time. We do have to keep an eye on all the various changes because they do affect our community games, and therefore affects the leaderboards too. So let me go back to this. But yeah, if you want to let me know in the chat what you think is going to be different, I'd be curious to know that before we head into the sim. Okay, for low ball, I think we've landed on a good set of picks. We went all over the place. We tried the original rules from OOTP25 and won 72 games, which is way too many wins. And then I went way down and overcorrected. We only won like 20 some games. And then I kept adding back star and good players until we ended up almost back to where we started. And I think we end up in the 50s. I don't understand how one star player and one scrub player difference, one less star, one more scrub, uh, yielded an almost 20 win difference, but it did. It could just be that, um, I used Barry Basher's roster position level choices for this. Maybe those just don't work very well for low ball in OTB26. But we ended up almost where we started, but we did end up in a good spot. So low ball is set. Studs and duds we got right out of the gates. We made the playoffs. Didn't win 100 games. If we had won 100 games, I would have been worried that we had to. I don't know how we would have nerfed it, but this used to be 6 legend, 10 bench, and 10 scrub in OTP 25. That's how much better the scrubs are in OTP 26. Replacing 10 bench with 10 scrub, and we still did better than our test run. So we're set there. Studs and duds is ready to go. With Creator roster, the last run we did was 131 wins, I think, and I'd like our starting point to be in the 120s. So we're going to try one more run where we knock it down a little bit more. I'm also testing out a couple of rules where you have to pick at least one of every position. And, you know, and this one, it seems like, oh, you're just taking away one bench. But actually, the way these sets of four work and where the splits are between, like, position pairs, I think it's actually going to make it a lot more challenging. And I think there's a chance that we'll take us down into the 120s. So I'm looking forward to testing this tonight. And then once that's done, I'll probably tinker with dead ball a little bit. But I was actually surprised there was way more interest in studs and duds. So I moved this to the front. And then dead ball is just something I like. I know Smiley Face Jane likes dead ball era. I think it's very niche. I might be the end of the only one playing it. I do like it, but we're gonna test that out a little bit later. Once we get these up and running, because dead ball has never really had a ton of interest. It might just be too that I didn't promote it very much, but it's usually based on this, right? We start here, but you only need 25 players, and there's no DH. So we used to take away from the star and good level, but we've already taken away from those levels. So I don't know what it's gonna look like. And I've said before, I don't want to take away from the legend level because I think the legend and scrub players are the most fun to generate and pick. I think they add the most character to the teams. Like which great players do you take and which terrible players do you I guess hold your nose and pick. Um, those are the ones I think that add the most variety to the teams. So we'll test out dead ball probably later in the cycle once these three are kind of up and running. We've already had a couple of redemptions. I'm looking forward to scheduling with them on Discord to get those scheduled. But yeah, I think let's go ahead and get the pack giveaway form into the chat. Let's see. Which form should we base this off of? As you copy an old form. You know what? I've been trying to use the same form. Let's use the low ball from episode 338. I'll have to update a lot of the text, but the questions I think are the right questions. So we'll run that one. We'll copy that. Once I rename it, I'll put it up in the chat. Okay. Alright, in tonight's stream, we will be retesting Creator Roster. Our previous test of 4 legend, star, good, average, and 5 bench and scrub resulted in a 131 win season, replacing the 2024 Chicago White Sox. Tonight we will switch to 4-4-4-4-4-6. And an effort to achieve a 120 to 125 win season before opening up the game to community signups in OOTP26. Yeah, this is the original Creator Roster. It says up here, original Creator Roster. So I just think 131 is too high to start. I want to leave plenty of room for improvement. And again, I don't want to tinker with the number of legend level players. And I'm actually fine with adding more scrubs, because I think legends and scrubs are the most fun. Alright, we'll play this part stays the same for all of them. We create 5 at a time. Delete 4. Okay. Closest answer wins. We're not using Price is Right rules. I think people now are kind of used to the way we do the tiebreak now, but the Survivor style section only determines first place, if that. After that, everyone comes back in for the second place, or if no one won first place in the Survivor style section, first and second place. And we determine that by whoever gets the most closest answers in the second section. So everyone's in it for a while. I think it makes it more fun. All right. Your OOTP login ID. We need that to get you your packs. And then this form is designed to use for a variety of our games. I realized I was wasting a lot of time on the stream customizing the forms each time. I'm trying to land on one form that we can use for all the creator rosters, all the historic community games, and even most of our theme sims. With the theme sims, we do often have like theme specific questions, but then even those I can add to this. So this form has come in pretty handy. We're still working on it. It's getting better, I think, over time. There's some feedback that it's a little too long to fill out, but then I get feedback that the length of the tiebreak is actually kind of fun. So I think the part that might get cut is the part where we guess the rankings in the majors, where if you mouse hover over a team, it shows you where they ranked. I think those questions are not as helpful for low ball, where most of the answers are 30. Not as helpful in creator roster, where most of the answers are 1. But I do think as long as everyone understands that, like for regular creator roster, most of the answers will be 1. I do think it creates nice opportunities for separation for the people who can guess when it's not going to be 1. And if you can guess right there, that'll be, it'll be like in EVC's Guess the Set. It's like you're the only one to guess a card. It's like you're plus 15 points. Like you're going to get a point there that no one else is going to get. So I'm still kind of inclined to leave those in for now. All right, so again, starting at the bottom, right? These are for the worst teams. I don't think you should select yes for any of these first few questions for regular creator roster. Will this team have the lowest regular season win percentage in the majors? Will it have the lowest regular season win percentage in its sub-league, in this case the American League? Will it finish last in its division? Will it have a regular season win percentage below 500? Will this team make the playoffs? Will it win its division? Now we're getting on the upside. Will it make the World Series? Will it win the World Series? Will a player on this team win the Cy Young Award? Will a player on this team win the MVP award? With the reminder that pitchers cannot win the MVP. How many regular season games will this team win? And this is the last question in the Survivor style section. If we get first place anywhere in here, then we're going to skip to the second tiebreak section, where it's just how many closest answers did you get, and everyone comes back in for that section. All right, how many games behind in its division? If you think it'll win the division, just put 0. And then these are the MLB rank questions, 1st through 30th. And again, for creator roster, they will mostly be first. But if you can be one of the few people who guesses the few times that it's not, and no one's ever gone first in every category. So there is a chance to get a point here when no one else is going to get a point. If you want to play it safe, just put first for all these when it's creator roster, and just put 30th when it's low ball. But we've also never had anyone go all 30th. 6 for 6 and 30th in low ball either. So there are chances to get points here. That's why I'm leaving this in for now. Runs scored, batting average, home runs on the offensive side. ERA, strikeouts thrown, and defensive efficiency on the defensive side. And again, no creator roster team has ever finished first in all of them. All right, how many regular season home runs hit by the batter who leads this team in home runs? The lowest and highest batting averages with at least 300 plate appearances. The lowest and highest OPS with at least 300 plate appearances. The highest batter strikeout percentage with at least 300 plate appearances. We had a scrub player hit 150 and have a 49.9 strikeout percentage. It was amazing. All right, and then the pitching side, how many regular season strikeouts thrown by the strikeout leader? Highest and lowest ERA with at least 100 innings pitched. Now for creator roster, these will probably be from the starting rotation. When we play low ball, the relief pitchers get so much work that the relief pitchers often hit 100 innings. In fact, multiple relief pitchers. Same with whip. Highest and lowest whip, at least 100 innings pitched. And then finally, the highest/worst home runs per 9 allowed with at least 100 innings pitched. All right, so those are the questions. The one on the far right is what we're testing here, 444446. Let me go ahead and put the form in the chat. Good luck, everybody. Eventually I might ask questions like, how many Silver Sluggers will we win? How many All-Stars will we have? because those just add additional questions, and those might replace the mouse hover questions. But I think those mouse hover questions are really good for anytime we do something other than low ball or regular creator roster, because the answers then tend to be more in the middle, and I do actually think it takes some skill to guess those. All right, link to forum for tonight's 10-pack giveaway. All right, it's pinned to the chat. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, you can suggest away, Cardinals fan. Win more games than you lose. Well, with Creator roster, that usually does happen. It's a bit tougher with some of the other games. And with low ball, we want to lose more games than we win. So, but yeah, in general, I think that's good advice. Okay, let's figure out what our roster choices are going to be for this game. All right, here's our last test. We're going to put in a new test here. Yeah, Cardinals said we've built a team that was all legend level players. Not only that, it was the same format where we generated 5 at a time and chose one. So it was like the best of 5 legends at a time, and we still could only win 156 games, 157 games. It's just incredibly difficult to go undefeated in baseball. Okay, so let's see, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6. Now, to be consistent, I've tried to keep my choices relatively similar. So I think we're still going to do the same. We're going to keep this the same, keep that the same, keep this the same. Okay, so now both of our catchers are scrub, which I don't like. That is going to suck. So I may have to make a change here. Here's the thing, though. What am I going to change? Because it's already rough only having 1 good and 2 average relief pitchers. If I take 1 bench catcher, that means then I have to take a scrub relief pitcher who's going to be terrible. Again, this is the challenge of switching. It's not just 1 less bench and 1 more scrub. It's what you then have to do to make your picks fit. I don't think I can go down from 3. I mean, just having 3 relievers at good and average was pretty bad already. I don't think I can take away 1 of the average relief pitchers. All right, we're going to go with this. I don't want to spend too much time on this part of it when we get to the simming. Also, I don't want to put too much thought into it because the idea is for you all, when you redeem channel points in play, for you to put thought into it and try to beat this test run. This test run doesn't even get scored on the leaderboard. I just put it up there for reference. So it's up to you all to figure out how to beat this game, or I guess to win this game. Smiley Face Jane, of course, the big winner for Creator roster on the final run of the cycle, finally beat EVC at NYC2. All right, let's go. We gotta start a new save here. I'll be interested to see. I still didn't hear in the chat what we're expecting to see with the preseason predictions post update. Oh, Cardinals fan. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually nice of you to not play if you're not going to use the packs. That's actually very thoughtful of you. Appreciate that. I just want to see how this team is doing before we start up. I think this actually just fired, so we may not even have any games in. Oh yeah, it hasn't even fired yet. Okay. Game 1 is incoming, I think. Oh, this is the one I ran out of time because I forgot it was a speed draft. Clay Dog, we were just talking about this the other day. I started drafting and I started I think I was typing something in chat on a Twitch stream I was watching, and then I turned back. I'm like, oh shoot, this is a speed draft, and I tried to rush through and I made it to round 13, but I wasn't able to hit submit fast enough in round 13. So I didn't even bother setting my lineups and stuff because we didn't have enough players. So this will be a loss. I have another account that's look at this. We only lost 6-5 though. Nice job. Nice job, team. Way to go. Way to go. Way to fight. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, although we could just go to second and third place. If you want to participate, I could just if I just know that you're ineligible, you can still participate. I could still score your form, but we'll just know that we have to look for second and third place. I have no problem with that if you want, because I know people do enjoy participating in the guessing. If you want to guess, um, I'll happily take you out of the running for the packs, and still score your form. It is fun. I mean, it's fun for me to run it. I think it's fun for the people who play. So if you want to do it, feel free. You don't have to hit submit until after the team is created, and most people like to wait until they see what we're dealing with here. I just put it out there early because I know some people have to go to bed, and I want to give them a chance to submit a form before they go. All right, so let's go ahead and fire this up. I do have a quick start built for our creator roster games. Now let me check my notepad here. What number are we up to? I think this must be version 3. I did a 0-0 test, and then the first one, and then I did an official 01-02, I think. So this is 03, I believe. Bob Dublina, I was actually thinking about going back to do a PT25. The last time I checked, which was a couple months ago, I had a ghost ship team in Diamond that had like 3 million perfect points. I don't know how it got so many perfect points. No, maybe it wasn't 3 million. Maybe it was 800,000. Anyway, it had a bunch of perfect points. It was in Diamond, and I thought, would it be fun to go back and try to get it into Perfect League, and do that on stream? So I might go back and do it, but I haven't been playing PT25 at all. Six scrub. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it. I'll save this name. Oh, Smiley Face, you still play? I didn't realize that. How are you doing in PT25? I assumed it would be impossible to get Combinator food in PT25 now, because no one's going to be selling cards. Okay, we're going to be the White Sox again. Oh, no, shoot. We're not the White Sox. Hold on. No one answered the form. I'm going to close the form for a second. We are not the White Sox. That was a low ball thing. I'm unpinning the form. I have to edit this. I believe we're taking over the Dodgers. Let me let me fix this. This is incorrect. We took over the Dodgers. Most of what you do goes to Quicks, and the card shop is pretty sparse too. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now that's correct. Clay Dog just enters the weeklies. You know what? I really missed the Perfectos and the Silver Gold tournaments. I should go back just to enter those. Those were fun. And I did well in those, which made them extra fun. Oh, nice. So I Face Jane's team is pretty good from winning weeklies and pulling some lucky combis from spotties. And let's not lose sight of the fact that Smiley Face Jane is in the chat tonight. Smiley Face Jane, are you going to stream tonight? I know you've been taking it easy on the late night stuff lately, but unless there's something like very special going on, like someone that I raid into normally doing a partner push or something, I will always raid into Smiley Face Jane. Okay, just let me know before the stream ends, and I'd be happy to raid into you. Our latest OTP affiliate, by the way, Smiley Face Jane. If you didn't already know, now you know. Great streamer of the game, mostly roster builds, tournament, PD drafts. I think some PT live too, and of course one of the best PT25 players out there. And I think still doing well in PT26 too, right? But yeah, if you want to learn how to get better at Perfect Team, no better way than to watch one of the best players out there, Smiley Face Jane. Okay, so now we know we're going to be the Dodgers. So, as much as it irks me to make the Dodgers good. Now, which team you take over is also a strategic decision, right? I used to just take over the Mets because they're my favorite team. But if you want to do well in Creatio roster, you may want to consider what competition are you taking out? What division? What other teams in your division do you get to beat up on? All right, and what strong teams do you get to avoid? Those are all kind of important. Bob Domley's tried to build a bronze dead ball team of combis. Oh, that's fun. It's hard finding fuel. You're not confident in your form? Well, if you lose, you can just always say, well, I wasn't playing for packs anyway. You may feel more or less confident as you see the team get created. Now, the quick start does not save mailbox settings or manager options, so we're going to update those real quickly here. Unchecking these just helps us not get interrupted during the sim. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and clear out the roster to replace with our own created players. All right. I'm hoping this test works out because I would like to turn all these games over to the community. Because I'm sure you guys have had enough of watching me do test runs. Yes, Thanos snapped them all. Just for one team, though. Surprisingly. Okay, again, just a reminder, this is what we're doing. In the first level, we're going starting pitcher, shortstop, first base, center fielder. I think we got everybody, right? Yeah, we got everybody. Because we're in the organization view, which has everybody. All right, so let's go to create players. It's the same place you go to import players. You go to the manager name pull down menu, GM and manager actions, and then sign a free agent. If you're in commission mode, which you have to be to play this game, you'll go to actions pull down. You can import or create fictional players. All right, so first up is a legend level starting pitcher. Now, one thing I really like about OTP26 is they've brought back a variety of legend level profiles. It's not just all high stuff, super high stuff. Um, you have some high stuff that goes with like high hormone suppression and control, and we've actually seen that profile do well. So it's been really nice having that variety here, and we've seen a lot more variety in the batting profiles too, which has been really nice. It'll help us when we play low ball to have some low ball type profiles. All right, so we're gonna go to all players, pitching ratings. See, now you have a lower stuff, high control guy here, where it used to be all guys like Alex Ramos, and you just have like a slight variance in stuff and a slight variance in control. Now we have some, different types of profiles here. Now I'd actually be interested in Brett Momini, except for the fact that the stamina is so low. And Alex Ramos's stuff is very attractive here, but the stamina again is low. These are actually not very great legend profiles here, I gotta say. Jim Iulo, pretty flat, has the stamina, but I don't like how splitty this guy is. So I think I'm gonna go again another flat profile, less splitty, higher stamina. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't get to see what they're actually throwing until we select them. The problem with Alex Ramos is he'll get us into our bullpen way too soon, and our bullpen's not going to be very good. So I think we got to go Bolanos. Not the best pitcher, but the highest stamina. Now that we've picked him, we can see. Okay, he's got no negative pitches, which is nice. Enrique Uncle Bolanos. Okay, he is a legend level player. We add the level to all of our players so we can keep track of where they came from. And we're going to add him to the Dodgers. Okay, next up is a legend level shortstop. Again, it didn't look like it when we did our test. We did a test of 8,000 of every position at every level. And it didn't look like the legend level pitchers were nerfed in any way, but they're just not looking as good as the ones from PT25 did, or OOTP25 did. So maybe when they boosted the scrubs, maybe they toned down some of the higher end. But the batters are still looking amazing. And hopefully that holds true here as we get our shortstop. Hey, Psycho Ducko. There's another pack giveaway form up in the chat. We're doing another test run of Creator roster. Now, 85 power, that's pretty attractive. And he's the best fielder. And it also goes with 60 contact. A lot of times when you see this power eye combination, it's with 45 contact. This is a much better profile. So we're definitely going Alex Vargas here. Top glove, top power, above scale power. Really like this profile. I think we got lucky here with this one. Oh, look at this. And he's good at everywhere. He plays second, third, short, and right. Nice. The only thing I don't love that his turn double play is kind of low. Alex World Vargas getting the nickname from Kevin Mitchell. Mets legend Kevin Mitchell, no less. Okay. That makes up for our mediocre legend level pitcher. This is a good, really good shortstop. All right, next up we've got first base. Now I put first base up here because in our testing we showed that legend level first basemen have more above scale power than other positions, but that goes away pretty quickly when you go down levels. You feel like getting everything wrong today, Psycho Deca? You're gonna do low ball pack giveaway form? Yeah, look at all this power that we didn't see at shortstop, right? We had some power, but not all five had 80 or above power. Now, here's the thing. We could go 85 power at 80i and just go for bombs. But 75 contact, 80 power, that's like Triple Crown neighborhood. Right, so but then again the I is also down. So oh yeah, it used to say AL or NL, and it says AL because that form was mostly used for the White Sox. So you are correct. So normally I'm a sucker for these Triple Crown guys, but I don't know that I'm willing to give up 5 power and 10 I for 10 contact. That's a lot to give up. So we're going to go Thomas Cardozo. Incidentally, he's a 70 defender, which is kind of crazy at first base. Thomas Goober Cardozo. Nice. All right, let's get him on the team. I keep going to the White Sox. That's who we've been playing for low ball. We had to do a bunch of low ball tests because I had a hard time getting that game calibrated in OOTP26. Which makes sense because scrub is where the most changes happen, and that game is, full of scrubs. All right, center fielder. Where's our Willie Mays? Ooh, this is a nice batch here. Look at these guys. Now, unfortunately, we don't have an elite defender. I mean, look at these two. 80 BABIP, 80 power, and then 85 I or 80 I. I'm going to Elijah Berger. He's also tied for the top defender, tied for top offense, outfield range. And look at this bunting and bunt for hit, y'all. Elijah Berger. Nuke. Elijah Nuke Berger. Now, I wonder if that name came from Nuke Lelouch or if there was actually someone in the majors nicknamed Luke. All right. That is the end of the legend round. Here's a peek at what's next as a star level round. We're taking 3 starting pitchers and a second baseman. Well, that is true. It did come from Andy Savoy. Good call, Clay Dog. All right. Let's see. Let's see how our star pictures compare. Our legend was a little disappointing. We do have a 5-star in here, but 5-star is a pretty broad bucket. Again, 60 stamina for me, that's enough to consider. I don't love how split he is again, but as Smiley Face Jane pointed out in one of our other streams, even his low end, his weak side stuff is higher than almost everybody else's high side stuff. So it's not like we're losing anything. It's just we're getting a lot on this on the strong side here. So I think that was a good reminder not to, at least on the high end, like at average and below when it's splitty, then you really are going way below average, which can be challenging. But here it's just like it's great versus amazing, not great versus average. That was a good reminder. Okay, Psycho Ducko as a rule. Let's open up to the chat too. Anyone who can guess Psycho Ducko's guess theme? If it's just all 69s and 420s, I don't think that'll be too hard to guess, but I think I am going to go Miguel Gaitan. We get the stamina, we get the stuff, we get the home run suppression. We get the control. Second highest control. Mickey. Hey, Miguel Mickey. That actually kind of works. Usually the random nicknames feel very random. This one less so. All right. Let's get him added to the team. Another starting pitcher. Did I actually put star? Because this does not look very star. I'm gonna look at a clip here and see if I actually put star. If I did, it's fine, but it looks pretty low. I did put star. Wow. All right, confirmed. These are star level pitchers. The best stuff in home run suppression combo, unfortunately, is the lowest stamina. The two highest stamina pitchers are a little too flat for my taste. So I do think we have to eat some low stamina here and take Jeremy Kehoe. Not ideal. Not ideal. We don't have a lot of bullpen help coming. Ralphie is the nickname. That's pretty sweet. Ralph, I always think of A Christmas Story for Ralphie. All right, this is the third starting pitcher at the star level. So far, the first one was actually pretty good. That last one was not very good for the level. So hopefully get lucky here again. All right, here we go. This is more like it. Our 70 stamina stuff guy has the highest home run suppression, top BABIP, decent control, decent stuff. And I like the home run suppression versus Solus here. And I like the stamina and the P BABIP and home run suppression over Pyburn. Although Pyburn is an amazing name. Pyburn. Star, my PTSS was not very good. I think I was a first round exit in everything. I haven't checked. I had a very busy day with the family stuff, but yeah, how was yours? And Claydog, how was yours? And if Smiley Face Jane is still here, how was yours? Yeah, so it's Chris Carpenter. I like this profile. Chris Rags Carpenter. I think that's a Dave Rigetti nickname. This is probably the best of the star batch here. Claydog says as bad as ever. Yet we still stay up late putting those rosters together. Alright, so that's 3 star level starters. Then the last pick at this level is a second baseman. So I wanted to nail down our middle infield. Wow, you made to round 4 in the draft, and this is Claydog had drafted before they corrected the era. So Claydog drafted for modern, and then they changed it to 1955, and he still made round 4. Congrats. Yeah, she knows I stream. It's just I do it after everyone's in bed. It's not a secret. Yeah, you could wonder if she could have done even better, but then you could also think you might have been like me and just exited round 1. I mean the 4 cards are pretty nice. I mean you knew what the error was for your roster teams, right? And they didn't make it to round 4, so maybe take the cards and run. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got 260 defenders, which in OOTP26 is pretty elite. We've got a power eye guy. Now, actually, one of these 60 defenders also comes with very good offense, above average everywhere. Max gets a, oh, I feel so bad for him, always so close. And Clayton gets a, you're lucky to be there. That's true. That is true. Let's see. I am tempted to go offense defense here and take Danny Gonzalez. Even though it's not a position where, I mean, I guess with left-handed batter, second base is important. With all the double play turns, second base is important. But I am also tempted to go power eye here as well. So because this is a power eye guy who crushes righties. Right? I think that's right. It's hard to tell because this is getting cut off here. I can't tell if that's VL or VR. I think it's VL and VR. Yeah, because these righties are crushing lefties, and he's a switch hitter, so he crushes. These righties are crushing lefties, and he's a switch hitter crushing righties. But that's a okay. His range is bad, but he can turn double play a second, which is what's important to me. And he is the best power eye bat. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm going right-handed killer, power eye, James Boyce. James Maverick Boyce. Okay, that closes out the star round. And we are headed now into the good level. And here we'll be taking another first baseman. The idea here is one of them maybe will be the DH. First base, third base, our last starting pitcher, and our first relief pitcher. So here is our good level first baseman. Now, by the time we got to good in our player creation tests of 8,000 players at a time, we were not seeing the overscale power anymore. So But we could maybe get a good a high contact guy here. Well, 80-80 contact BABIP. 80-90 power I. Now what we're missing here is the contact is 45. Our other power I guy that we took at Legend Low had a 60 contact to go with 80, I think 85 power and 80 I. Or we could go 85-85. So more power, less, a little less, more power, a little less I, and actually more contact, which I like a lot. So we're going to go Danny Mosqueda. Oh, look at this. He's not splitty at all. He crushes everybody. Now, I think our other first baseman was a 70 in the field, so Mosqueda will probably be our DH versus both sides. I like that a lot. I like this guy's profile a ton. Do you go with the very, very official rule, or can you use a number that not everyone thinks complies? I don't know what that means, but you can guess anything you want. I thought you already submitted your guesses, though. This is good level. Or were you just starting your theme? Okay. So that's our first good level player. Next one is the third baseman. You're just awake and said that you have a rule for guesses before you started. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Okay, third base. Good level. Ooh, another power I guy. This one's a power with above scale I. I don't really care about third base defense too much, so I'm probably choosing between Pat Man, and Hector Vasquez. They both. One bat's lefty, one bat's righty. Vasquez is less splitty. Vasquez has 5 less I, but 5 more BABIP. And I care more about contact than BABIP, so I think I'm going to go Pat Man. Now, I'm close to running the risk of having a team that's going to get shut down by lefty starters. We got a lot of left-handed power here on this team. Although the last first baseman we just took is right-handed and not splitty, so that'll help with that. That will help with that. But also just playing the odds, we're going to face a lot more right-handed pitchers than we are lefties. All right, next up is our last starting pitcher. Followed by our first relief pitcher. Yeah, you can see how much flatter these profiles are here. Now, I could go up to 70 stamina, but I don't want to go to 45 stuff. The lowest I'll go with Rosendo. Highest stuff, same home run suppression, same PBABIP. Second lowest control, but second highest stamina. All right, so our starting rotation is complete. It's not great. I mean, it's not bad either, but it's not great. It's not great, especially considering I invested 3-star level picks on it. That one or two maybe panned out. Our legend and our other star, I felt like were a little subpar. Okay, and then our first relief pitcher. This will be our closer, most likely. I feel like it's a little risky waiting to take a reliever until good level, but hopefully we get something good here. Okay, a ton of stuff, but low home run suppression. We have that in a lefty form and a righty form, and they're both very splitty. And the low stamina sucks because we want to be able to march that guy out over and over. I can't do the 30 control of Chris Henderson. So we're going to go low stamina, splitty, but high stuff. We're going to eat the lower home run suppression, though, and go Melvin Rodriguez. All right, last pick at good level. All right, let's see if I labeled everyone correctly so far. Yep. And we have 12 players. That checks out. I just like to check in every once in a while to make sure we're on track still. Okay, next up is average level. 4 of these. We're going to go center field, right field, and then 2 more relief pitchers. Yeah, but our legend level starting pitcher was not awesome. And center fielder here is intended to be most likely a left fielder, or our previously chosen center fielder might play left. When we did our testing, center fielders generated the other outfield spots every time, or maybe it was almost every time. Look at this. We're still getting power eye options at average level. Nice. Oh yeah, it is. It's almost Mother's Day here. It's a little before midnight still, but yeah. Happy Mother's Day to you all. He's also the second best defender, so we're gonna go Cody Gager. And we think these players are not going to develop their defense because we have development turned off. We should actually confirm that before we undergo the season here. And this is our first pick at average. Next is right field. Now, normally we don't do this, but I just want to peek to see our other center fielder, can he play left? Yeah, he's a 55 in left and a 55 in center. So what will probably end up happening is he'll probably play left. And then Cody Gager, who's a 50 in center field, would be a 35 in left. He'll probably play center. So look for that when the AI sets the lineups. Did I make my right fielder yet, by the way? I did not. All right, we have a slightly nerfed power eye guy here. Who is the second best defender in right field? The best defender in right is a 60 contact, 50 home run guy. So we're going to go Mike Lamore. All right, and then 2 relief pitchers. Hopefully these will be your setup guys. Oh, all 2.5 stars. That's rough. Oof. You know, when we have the low stuff guys, as long as they have high home run suppression and high control, they work out. But when they're flat like this, that's not really good. All right, I'm going to go highest stuff, flat elsewhere. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be looking at this one. The creator roster pictures. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's Scribner. Oh, wait, these are starting pitchers. I meant to do relief pitchers, so I have to delete these guys. Sorry. Relief pitcher. Average age. Average quality. 5 of these. Panda, do you? Good seeing you. Okay, we've got a flamethrower here who cannot control his location. He's very tempting, but I think I'm going to have to stay away from that guy. Yeah, it is tempting to take him just to see what he does. You know what? We need a lefty. Okay, he's going to be my lefty setup guy. We're going to go with Mitch Williams Jr. here. Edwin Carrasquillo. Panda's a lefty. You know what? If you're a lefty and can throw a baseball, you can make a decent amount of money for a very long time. Those lefty specialists pitch for like 15, 20 years. Although that's probably changing with the new rules. I guess that's changing with pitchers now have to stay in for 3 outs. Yeah, you don't even have to be that good. That's right. But with the new 3 out rule, that might be going away, or at least it'll be harder to do. Reliever, average age, average quality. All right, we need a righty now. A righty setup. Oof, the one guy that's a righty with... No, actually, this guy's decent stuff, but no control. These 2 are 2 more lefties. Okay, you know what? I'm going Johnny Scrobot. With a new rule, you can go specialist, start of inning, or last out. Oh, okay. Scrobot. I'm going to take Scrobot. Just for the name. Go Scrobot. All right, that was the last of the average level. Let me just do a check here to make sure I've got the right number of players and everyone's labeled. Yep, 16 players in. You can still switch pitchers between innings. Got it. But if you start an inning, you have to pitch at least 3 batters, right? But you can bring one in to end an inning, and then at the inning changeover, you can switch pitchers. Okay. It still makes it hard, I think, for lefties, but at least specialists. Okay. Bench level. 3 relief pitchers and a catcher. This is our starting catcher at bench level. This is why I think this new setup might get us the win total we're looking for. Trying to tamp things down a little bit. All right, 3 bench level relief pitchers. This might get ugly. Okay, not too bad. Brad Bronson, not too bad. Take Brad Bronson. Not good, but not too bad. It's about how many times the game has to stop. Right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I wonder how well it's been working. I think the pitch clock has been doing pretty well. And people seem to have adapted to it pretty well. All right, 5 more bench level relievers. Oh, wait, I must have put random position by mistake. Look at that. I got a shortstop, a right fielder, a catcher, and 2 relief pitchers. Thank goodness, because that batch was pretty awful. Yeah, I probably left this at random by mistake. Reliever, average age, bench level. There we go. All right. Okay, yeah, this batch is not nearly as bad. It's still not great, though. We're going to go Dustin Earl with the high home run suppression, even if the lower stuff. I mean, high relative to the level for a bench level. That's pretty good. And we have a lefty in the pen, which we need. And we didn't have to grab a bad lefty to get a lefty. We got a good one. It's great when you can get a good lefty early on, so you don't have to stretch and grab one that, you might not normally take. But you're desperate to have some lefties in the pen. That time the best pitcher available happened to be a lefty. So that's always nice when that happens. Okay, 3rd bench level relief pitcher. Okay, got to go highest control here. And it's another lefty, so Scott Halsey. Nice. All right. I believe that was our 3rd bench level reliever, and now we have a bench level catcher coming. Now this is a big deal. This is our starting catcher, and it's at bench level. We got to get lucky here. With the other levels we used previously, I could go 2 catchers here and feel pretty good that between 10 options, I would have a decent catcher at bench level. Now I don't feel as confident. Okay, these are not terrible. They're not good, but they're not terrible. I think it's Jaden Taylor. He's going to strike out a ton, but he's got top BABIP, top power, top eye, top defender, 2nd best arm. So Jaden Taylor, you are starting catcher. All right, next up. Now we hit our scrub level, and we have 6 of these. Our last pitcher, another reliever, our backup catcher, and then backups at center, left, and 2 shortstops. Now, with those shortstops, we're looking for some position flexibility, but we won't know it until we pick them. So it's a kind of a crapshoot. Okay, reliever, average age, scrub level. Now again, we're not getting half stars anymore, so that's good. We are not getting any control though. 25 control is the tops. We're not getting any home run suppression. So at the risk of having too many lefties, I think I want to go top stuff, top home run suppression, top PBABIP, top control. Dave Watkins. We have a very lefty heavy bullpen. Maybe that's okay though, because I went all righties in the starting rotation. So other teams might, stack some lefties, and then our lefties can come in and shut them down. And our closer's a righty, so if they bring in a bunch of pinch hitters, then our closer can shut them down. Let's take a quick look at our. Now, normally we don't let people do this, but I just want to illustrate the point here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties out of 12 pitchers. But our entire rotation is right-handed. So actually, out of 7 bullpen pitchers, we have 5 lefties. That's not good. Wow. Whoops. That might have been a problem. That might have been a mistake. All right. Next up, scrub level catcher. All right, let's see. I mean, this bat's pretty decent. Stolarski. And he's a top defender. No brainer. Bill Stolarski, our backup catcher. Very nice. Very nice. Now, he won't play a lot, but when he does, he will be not a big step down. And I think I just named our other player, our relief pitcher, a bench instead of a scrub. So let's go ahead and fix that. Why? Oh, we didn't name him at all. He is a scrub. Oh, again, I put scrub. I put bench. It's got to be scrub. All right, so let me check that roster again. Okay, everyone's labeled now. Very nice. And we should have 2 scrubs now. We do. All right, next up is a center fielder. This will be a backup outfielder. The best defender is a pretty bad hitter. Our best hitter is the worst defender. All right, let's go switch hitting Acevedo. He's a bad defender, but not the worst, and he's the second best hitter in the batch. Or we could go fielding, stealing here. Although, if he's not going to get on base, who cares? So we go Acevedo. Alright, he can play all 3 outfield spots. That's good. This is what we needed. A 3-position outfielder. Off the bench. And he's a switch-hitting bat off the bench, which is nice. Alright, and then a left fielder. This is here because we wanted to make sure in case because we need to pick one position. We need to create at least one player at every position. And we decided to do that at the scrub level. Can you get 150,000 stream points? If you watch long enough, you will. Alright, let's see. Oh, Ole Kobasin with a sick contact bat, as is Jose Lopez. Kobasin also brings a little bit of power and a little bit of stealing, so we're going to go Ole Kobasin. Oh, is my singing thing still up there? I need to take that down. I actually thought no one would redeem it, and it's been redeemed twice now. Which is ridiculous. Alright. Left field is done, and now we need 2 shortstops. Do it for the locals. If you look through the VODs hard enough, you can find it twice. Alright, these scrub level shortstops, these are pretty scrubby. But again, they're major league scrubby, which is what we want. So, the change to the game was a good one. Alright, top defense, 50 contact, Alex Valenzuela. Now, what we're hoping for here is a lot of position flexibility. Oh, and he's a shortstop only. Okay, that's problematic. That means we really need our next guy to be able to play multiple positions, or we are going to have some fatigue issues. That was an unlucky pull there. Alright, come on. We need a multi-position infielder here. Okay, 350 defenders. That's a good start. 50 contact, 50 defense. Yes, please. I don't even care about the power at this point. Tony Valentin. Okay, you can play short and second. That means we don't have a backup third baseman, I think. Tony Little Valentin. Well, so we're not allowed to check positions until we pick the player. I'm playing the same rules that our community players play. They don't get to look either. Okay, so I think that's all 26 roster spots. Yep. We are good. This is the roster. Let me see where we are in terms of when the next ad break is coming. Okay, we just had an ad break, it looks like. So, let's set up the lineups and stuff, and then I'll take a BRB with an ad break. That way our sim won't get interrupted by ads. Okay, so let's go to our pitching staff. Okay, it is in order of level at least. Look at this. At the good level, we got a 3.5-star closer, so that's good. Oh, we took that flamethrower guy. Oh, it put our lefty flamethrower in a closer. I thought I took him as a setup guy. Oh, I took a different lefty flamethrower as my setup. Oh, the one with no control is the setup guy. That's right. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So within the star level starters, the AI liked Gaitan first, the highest stuff, highest control guy, and then Carpenter, who's our highest home run suppression guy and our highest stamina guy, and then Kehoe, who is our flat guy with some stuff, but the lowest stamina. And Rosendo's are, and this Rosendo profile is so flat. I want to avoid it as much as I can, so we're gonna go always start highest rested. This is the only decision our community players get to make, is what rotation setting they want. But I do like that our closer is 3.5 star. That's nice. Okay, and then on the lineups, first we check our position ratings. Oh, we do have another third baseman. Oh, our legend level shortstop can play third. Okay. Nice. Well, we got lucky there. We've got 3 first basemen, 3 center fielders, plenty of left and right fielders, plenty of second basemen and shortstops. And we picked 2 catchers, so we're good there. All right, now let's see. Now, the one thing we wanted to check is, what was it? Oh, yeah. I thought that Barger should play. Yeah. So Gager was. I think Gager should play center, even though he's rated slightly less, so that Barger can play left and be a 55 left fielder. All right, let's see what the AI decides to do there. Our center fielder is Berger. Oh, man, no. It went with Berger in center. And then it put Gager in left, who's only a 35. Okay, so we're going to watch for this. Gager is a 35-65 in left field. And one of the things that Smiley Face Jane mentioned is because we have development turned off, that these players may never develop beyond their 35 defense to reach the 65. I'm going to keep an eye on that. We're going to check at the end of the season. Does his left field rating increase beyond 35? Because I think Smiley Faces Jane is right. With development off, that shouldn't change. But I want to confirm that for people who play this cycle. I want to make sure we know the answer to that. Okay, so let's see what it ended up doing here. Oh, it's starting our scrub level catcher? Why? Okay, this is a problem we had previously, but it wasn't happening in OOTP26. This catcher is 5 defense better, but the bat is much worse. Usually in OOTP25, the AI would start the better defender, almost without regard for the bat, which was problematic sometimes. It worked really well for low ball, though, because we could predict, right, which bat it would start. But this is the first time this has happened. I would much rather have Jade and Taylor starting, but we don't get to change that. It did go with our second first baseman as the DH, Mosqueda. He's the one who's not splitty. Even though he's not splitty, they have moved him around the lineup. I think because the lefties around him are moving. But yeah, okay, this will be interesting to see what happens here. And then we're going to go... We don't have a lot of base stealers here. So we're going to go sabermetric for our strategy. You can pick any one of the preset strategies when you play Creator roster. Okay, that's it. Our lineups and everything are set. So you know everything you'll need to know to play, to do the pack giveaway form. So with that, I'll leave the roster up in case anyone's doing their guesses. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads and consider this your 3-minute warning to complete your pack giveaway form. And then when I get back, we'll look at everyone's guesses, and then we will look at the preseason prediction, and then we'll start the sim. All right, good luck, everybody. All right. Star, thanks for letting me know your ads are over. I am back as well. I think when we don't get a full 3 minutes of ads, EVC and NYC let me know. That's probably because the ad inventory is not full or is low. But I'll still try to get back in 3 minutes. All right. If anyone else is working on a pack giveaway form, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to close it and get started on the sim. Oh man, Claydog was in here, but I don't see a Claydog entry. Claydog, do you need time to do your pack giveaway form if you're still around? No problem. It gives me time to eat some chips. All right, my chips have been eaten. I need a little bit of a midstream snack there. And I will close the form once Clay Dog's form is submitted. I think the next sumo tournament starts pretty soon, so we'll be raiding Midnight Sumo soon. I always enjoy when we get to raid Midnight Sumo. All right, Clay Dog's done. The close form. I think it's interesting that two of the people we raid, they're non OOTP streamers, used to play OOTP. Midnight Sumo used to play OOTP, and Jiggly Dad, who's a music streamer, piano and singing, used to play OOTP. All right, so let's check out our guesses. We'll have to wait until after the sim and we see the numerical guesses uh, to guess Psycho Ducko's theme. Oh no, what's the Psycho Ducko? It was Cardinal Fan. Cardinal Fan. Cardinal Fan is going to enter, but doesn't want the packs. So we'll just have to remember, um, the Cardinal fans in the running for first or second place. We're actually going to go to third place. But I appreciate Cardinal fan letting us know that they don't want the packs, because then we can make sure the packs go to someone who will use them. All right, here are the guesses. Uh, no one guessed that this will be the worst team in the majors or the league, sub league. That's good. That's good. Because for creator roster, that no one should be guessing these. Last in this division, no. Below 500, no. Everyone thinks the team will make the playoffs. Most of you think it'll win the division. The same proportion think it'll make the World Series. And everyone who thinks they'll make the World Series thinks they're going to win the World Series. Um, a little over half of you think that this team will win a Cy Young Award. And almost all of you think there will be an MVP in the mix here. All right, that's interesting. All right, now let's check out the preseason predictions. Now, Cardinals fan was asking about the preseason predictions, so I'm wondering if we're going to see something different here after the new patch. All right, let's sim to. Oh well, first let's save this, and then let's sim to opening day. That's when the preseason predictions become available. And I almost forgot last time we did this, but when we take over the Dodgers, we actually play in the UK series. So our opening day is the actual opening day of March 20th. All right, so for those preseason predictions, go MLB pull down menu, reports and info, and preseason predictions. And for the Dodgers, 130 and 32. It's almost where I want to be. It's still a little high, but it's close. If we get a little negative RNG, or if it's overestimated us at all, we'll be right where I want to be. All right, we've got 5 of the top 10 batters, including the top 2. We've got 4 of the top 5, or 4 of the top 10 pitchers, including 1, 2, 4, and 6. Now, if we don't lead the league in home runs, I'm going to be shocked. Or lead the majors. Because if you look at this, we've got 8 players with 75 or higher power. And they all have 80 or higher I. Now, some have contact to go with it. Others are more 3 true outcome. But there's a lot of power on this team. Star came in after the Legends. You're the contrarian. The contrarian sometimes wins. And if you guessed well in the second half, you'll still win no matter what. You'll win packs no matter what. Because everyone will come back in for that part. Alright, let me did I screenshot those? I can't remember if I did or not. Let me take a look. I screenshotted the standings, it looks like, but not the top players. Yeah, I took a screenshot of the standings, but not the top players. So let me get the top players. There we go. Actually, one of the Dodgers is nice because in one screenshot we actually get our division and the top players. Okay, I was a little down on Bolanos' profile, but 1.95 ERA, 308 strikeouts. 300 strikeouts from a 65 stuff pitcher. Now, part of that is the stamina. He's going to throw a bunch of innings. But yeah, this guy's way better than I thought he would be. All right, I was a little down on him, but I might have been wrong. Again, it's just predictions. We'll have to see how it plays out. Okay, UK series. We are the visiting team. Let's hide scores, and we'll just watch one game. It is the aforementioned Enrique Bolanos on the mound. And here we go. AI escaping us to the top of the second. Scoreless and hitless first inning for both. And it's Alex Vargas on first for Pat Mann, our left-handed hitting third baseman. Ground ball to second, fielded cleanly for the double play. Thought it was our highlight. Turns out it was a San Diego defensive highlight. Top of the third for us. Mike Lemore, a left-handed hitting or switch hitting right fielder. Leading things off with a full count. Again, these are mostly power eye guys, so the walk is possible here. Nope, it's gone. It's the power part of power eye. And Mike Lemore scores the first run for our team with a home run. Bottom of the fourth, runner on second for Jackson Merrill. 2 outs and a 1-2 count. A little flare in the left. It's going to drop in. With 2 outs, the runners would have been going, so that should score a run. No, they held him. Wow. All right, Machado, 2 outs. First pitch. Oh, a little nubber out in front of the plate over to first. Ends the rally. Top of the sixth. Bill Stolarski, our catcher. Our scrub catcher that the AI decided to start over our bench catcher. Oh, and he goes yard. He said, I heard Franchise Time Machine talk his smack about the scrub catcher starting. Take that. All right. Top of the eighth, up 3-0. Looking to add some insurance runs. Elijah Berger. Legend level center fielder. Line drive into left center field. To the window, to the wall. That's going to be extra bases. He's in with a triple. A lead-off triple. I guess he wants to come around and score as it takes us to the top of the ninth. We're up 5-0 for James Boyce. 1 out, 0-1 count. Fly ball to deep center field. That is gone. 421 feet. All right, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, a 1-1 count for Scott Halsey. Line drive to second. That ends the game. A 4-hitter. Yeah, I guess I was wrong about the profile of this legend level pitcher. He is not a disappointment. 8 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. No walks to go with that heat. 55 control. No walks. Wow. All right, let's go to the standings view. And let's zoom to the end of the month. The real life Rockies give up. Hey, Max, congrats on another deep run in PTCS. Now, part of the reason we have the top home run hitters is because we've played more games than everybody because we played the UK series. But we also have a ton of Power I guys, so that's well deserved. Well, the Rockies are 0-4, 5 games behind already. All right, let's go to the first full month, the month of April. All right, how is this team this strong? I took away. We keep taking stuff away and adding scrubs, and this team is somehow doing better. 17 game winning streak. Chris Carpenter is pitcher of the month, and a 17 game winning streak and an 8 game winning streak in 1 month. All right, let's look at Chris Carpenter's pitcher of the month campaign. 5-0, 48 strikeouts and 43 in the third, 7 walks, and a 1.25 ERA. Opponent batting average of 164. Yeah, that's a legit pitcher of the month. All right, we have the top 3 home run hitters, third in RBI, second and third in OPS, second and third in batter WAR. Top 2 ERAs, first and second in wins, the second in strikeouts, the top saves pitcher. Wow, our good level reliever, leading the league in saves. The ERA is a bit high, but the strikeouts per 9 is good. Top 2 pitcher wars. All right, let's do another month. God, we are still rolling. This is going in the wrong direction. The changes I made were supposed to lead to fewer wins. We're just crushing it now. All right. The owner interrupted us, even though we have that turned off. And so let's go to the end of the month. 50-8. James Boyce was the batter of the month. Let's go look at that. For the month, he hit 371 with 12 home runs, 33 RBI, and 37 runs scored, plus an additional 12 walks for a 488 on-base percentage. Look, Mets legend David Peterson was pitcher of the month. All right, let's do the month of June now. Twenty-game 20-game scoreless streak by Scrobot and a 10-game shutdown streak by Scrobot. Gives me more chances to say the name Scrobot. So he must be our setup guy then. Because he's not, he's our setup guy. He's not getting any saves. We're a Scrobot. 3-1, 7 saves, 14 holds, a 1.51 ERA. He's clearly pitching better than our closer, who does have 22 saves, but a 5.46 ERA. Scrobot bringing the heat. All right, let's zoom to the All-Star break. "13-game run streak by Berge." Oh, let's go look at. Let's see if you won pitcher or batter of the month. You stop seeing achievements because once you get it, that's it. So now you have to go back. Okay, we did have pitcher of the month in June. Our star level pitcher, Keo, 5-0, 1.16 ERA in 6 starts. 38 2/3 innings, 49 strikeouts, and a 169 opponent batting average. And the batter of the month was not ours. It was Marcell Ozuna of the Braves. All right, so we have to sim one more day to get to the All-Star break. We are 80-16. No one else even has 60 wins yet, and we're at 80. This team is still a little too strong. 81-16. All right, let's watch the home run challenge. We should have at least one player in here, and we've got 1, 2, 3. Aaron Judge beats our Alex Vargas. Kyle Tucker beats our Tomas Cardoso. And Ketel Marte beat our James Boyce. So all of our players are out of the home run challenge already in round 1. Much like my PTCS. All out in round 1. Alright, Ketel Marte wins it. When's the last time a second baseman won the home run challenge? Alright, let's see the All-Star voting. Not in the top 3 at catcher. We have the top vote getters at first and second base. Not in the top 3 at third. What's up with our third baseman? Pat Mann. What's up with Pat Mann? Uh, 21 home runs, 210 average. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. We do have the top vote getters at first, second, and short. No one in left. Second vote getter in center. No one in right. No one at DH. Wow. And none of our starters relievers. Now that has to be a snub because Bolanos is 17-1, Carpenter 17-0, Gaitan is 12-2, and Kehoe is 13-0. Our number 5 starter from the good level is 5-4. So that's some serious snubbing there. Let's see if they correct that. That none of them are in the top 5 in voting seems ridiculous. All right, let's go see who actually got selected. Bolanos, Carpenter, Kehoe all got started. So one of our top 4 starters got dissed. Bolanos, Carpenter, and Kehoe. So Gaitan at 12-2 did not get selected. Now he does have the highest ERA of that quartet with a 3.27, but he's got the second highest WAR. A little disappointed that he didn't get chosen. But that's 3. They did not take Strobot in the bullpen. Cardoso got voted in. Boyce got voted in. Vargas got voted in. Berger was selected. All right, let's go to the All-Star game. We'll quick play this. NL loses 6-5. Cardoso was 0-1 with a run scored and a walk. Berger goes 0-1 with a run scored. Vargas goes 1-2 with an RBI. Boyce goes 0-2 with a strikeout. Pretty good on the batting side. Carpenter goes 1 inning, gives up 2 unearned runs and 2 hits. Gets a strikeout and a home run. So he really got rocked. It's just that they were unearned. And then Kehoe pitched, 1 inning, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Struck out the side. Well, I guess not the side if you give up a hit, but 1 hit, 3 strikeouts in 1 inning. Very nice for Kehoe. All right, let's go back to the standings view. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. This team is way too strong still. Or maybe I'm just too good at picking talent from the player creation engine. Could be that too. All right, let's see if we had any players of the month. Top batter goes to Vargas. He had a 427 batting average for the month, 8 home runs, 27 RBI, 19 runs scored. And our top pitcher was Colin Ree. 2.48 ERA, 5-0, 36 and a third innings, 22 strikeouts, 28 hits, and 6 walks. So a sub-1 whip for the month. Oh, wait, he's not on our team. He's a real pitcher. I was wondering why that name sounded familiar. We did not get the top pitcher of the month. Nice. All right. I'll go back to the standings. We'll do the month of August. Oh, wait, let's check out our leaderboards, too. We're almost at 90 wins. No one else even has hit 70 yet. The closest is, the Mets at 66 and 44. Very nice. We've got the top 3 home run hitters. Vargas is third in batting average. Second and third in RBI. Top 3 OPSs. Second and third in batter war. First and third in ERA. Top 3 wins. Second and third in strikeouts. Leading in saves. And the top 3 pitcher wars. All right, let's finish the month of August. Another winning streak. We're stuck at 22 losses there. A 15-game winning streak. So if you got a pitcher of the batter of the month. Vargas again, batter of the month. 369. Very nice batting average. 12 home runs, 28 RBI. And, we had the number 1 starter of the month, too. Chris Carpenter. 6-0 with a .99 ERA. 45 and 2/3 innings, 46 strikeouts. He is 24-0 already. Our Chris Carpenter. All right, let's zoom to the end of the regular season. I got some more reformulation to do. This team is still a little too strong. We've got one more game to play. Okay, look, I know there's RNG involved. But from the previous run, I took away a bench level player and added a scrub level player. And we ended up with one more win somehow. This is going to take something a little more drastic, I guess, to bring us down to... I want to be in the 125s. I mean, to be... I don't know. I like that the... I like that all the levels being 4 was pretty clean. I really don't like the idea of having to take some of those below 4. I'm definitely not going to touch legend level. Like I said, I think that's important. I think it's a really fun part of the game. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss here. Or could it just be that I got really good RNG and the long run average of this setup would be like in the 120s? I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, as many 80 and 85... Did I forget to turn off? I think the modifiers are off, right? I'm just surprised that our 80 home run guys and 85 home run guys, no one hit more than 60 home runs. Well, that's kind of lowball. I've taken all scrub and tried to pick the best players, and we won 31 games. We did discuss doing that with all the worst players to do like a lowball version of that and see where we get. But with all lowball picks, it was 31 wins. All right, well, let's finish out the season. So we give away packs, but Creator roster is still not ready for release. I don't want to put it out there with a test run at 132. It doesn't give us enough room above to improve. And the whole point is I want the community to get better and better at this game as they figure out little tips and tricks on how to play better, and frankly the RNG goes up and down, right? So we need a little bit of a worse starting point, and I'll think about other ways to do that. Maybe we go to 4 picks instead of 5. That's another thing, but I do like keeping the format the same. It's been really nice. Um, yeah, let me think about it. We do have to make some changes, so it's a little too high still. All right, let's go to the postseason. Do we have any game 183s here? I'm not seeing any, but there's a tie in the wild card, but I think they both qualify, so I don't think they actually need to play at 163. Oh, wait a second. Is this a regular season game left? The Pirates and the. Oh, I see. Wait, did I not close out the season yet? Oh, the Yankees only have 161. Okay, I wonder if that's a makeup game or something. Okay, that ended the season. Okay. There's one game left. Kehoe wins the ERA crown. Bolanos has the most wins. Cardoso is the home run champion. Let's see how this worked out here. 59, 55, and 55 home runs. Again, I'm a little surprised with all the power. No one broke 60. Oh, I was going to see if I left the modifiers on by mistake. Nope, modifiers are locked and not recalculated. So they were not nerfed by the modifiers. So we have the top 3 home run hitters, the top 2 RBI hitters. Cardoso wins 2 legs of the Triple Crown, but only hit, he hit 323, but the batting leader hit 360. This is the third or fourth sim row where Aaron Judge has hit over 340, I think. We have the top 3 OPSs, the top 2 batter wars. Cardoso was on a 21 game hitting streak as the season ended. We have the top 3 ERAs, the top 3 wins, second in strikeouts behind Blake Snell, tied for the lead in saves, and the top 3 pitcher wars. How did Scrobot end up finishing? Scrobot, his ERA came up to 2.39. How did our wild lefty do? Where is he? Dave Watkins? No. Oh, it was Scrobot. Wait, was it Scrobot? No. Who's our lefty with the. Oh, this guy. Carrasco. He went 4-1 with 2 saves in 44 and 2/3 innings pitch at a 2.62 ERA. 6.6 walks per 9 and 12.1 strikeouts per 9. That's amazing. So Scrobot did well. What was his profile? Because I think he was flat with average stuff, and he ended up playing very well. Wow, who would have thought? He had a sub 1 whip. Could be just RNG, but that's a heck of a season. All right, let's head to the postseason. We'll quick play the wildcard rounds. All right, so the Guardians beat the Tigers. They'll face the Twins. The Mariners swept the Blue Jays. They'll face the Orioles. In the NL, the Braves beat the Nationals to face the Dodgers. And the Brewers swept the Padres to meet the Mets, who avoided the wild card and went straight to the division series. Nice. That's right, though. Mets are going to Met. They will lose in the next round. All right, so now we go to the scores view. Now that our team is playing, AL's going to start things off. Orioles win 3-2. Twins win 6-1. All right, NL's going to join in. Orioles in 14 innings walk it off to take a 2-0 series lead, winning 4-3. And the Twins dominate, winning 8-2 to take a 2-0 series lead as well. In the NL, the Mets win 3-2. And we lose 4-2. That's a bummer. All right, AL's on a travel day. Focus will be on the NL as the Mets win 7-3 to take a 2-0 series lead. And we win 5-1, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. All right, NL will be on a travel day. As the AL has 2 elimination games here. The Mariners win 4-2 to sweep the... Oh, no, wait. Oh, the Orioles were ahead. Sorry. The Mariners win 4-2 to force a game 4. And the Twins sweep the Guardians 3-0. All right. 1 AL series has been decided. Mariners and Orioles play a game 4. Mariners win 6-5 to tie the series at 2 and force a deciding game 5. In the NL, the Brewers win 5-1 to force a game 4. And the Braves and Dodgers, our Creatio roster team, are tied at 1 apiece. And we win 8-6, scoring 5 runs in the last 2 innings to come back from a 6-3 deficit. Pulled ahead with 4 in the top of the 8th, and they got an insurance run in the 9th. Who was the hero in that 8th inning? Top of the 8th. All right, so they took out Morton, brought in Iglesias. Mosqueda strikes out. Lamore hits a single. Gager is hit by a pitch. Stolarski strikes out. So this is 2 outs now with runners on first and second. Elijah Berger draws a walk, loading the bases. And then Boyce hits a double. Boyce hit a 3-run double. So Boyce is the hero. Vargas drove in the other run, but Boyce was a hero. He had already tied the game by then. Wow, that was a tough win. We were on the verge of being down 1-2 without those heroics in the last 2 innings. All right, Mets trying to close out the Brewers. And they do, 7-2. Mets waiting to Met until later, I guess. And we beat the Dodgers 5-1. 1 run on 3 hits. Keogh throws a masterful 6 innings. Keogh's stat line, 6 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, no earned, 10 strikeouts. That would be a heck of a PT Live performance in the postseason there. All right, let's go to the next day. ALCS is going to start. Oh, no, wait, no. The AL Division Series is still tied at 2. Forgot about that. And the Orioles win 6-2 to advance to the ALCS. Wow, no break at all as the ALCS starts off the very next day. Twins win 9-0, a 4-hit shutout of the Orioles. Joe Ryan goes the distance. No walks, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. That's a heck of a performance by Joe Ryan. He was 17-9 on the season. All right, game 2 for the Twins and Orioles. Twins wins 9-8. Despite 6 in the top of the 8th from the Orioles, they hang on to win, taking a 2-0 series lead. And our Creator roster team was able to reset our rotation as we have Bolanos taking the mound against David Peterson. And we win 12-2. All right, AL is going to take a break while we play our game 2. And we win 5-2, taking a 2-0 series lead. All right, NL's going to head on a travel day as the AL resumes action with the Twins up 2-0. Twins win again 11-7, on the verge of a sweep. Baltimore, though, wins 6-1 to at least force a Game 5. And the Dodgers win 11-2, take a 3-0 series lead. All right, Minnesota looking to close out the Orioles. And they do, winning 7-2, advancing to the World Series. And we sweep the Mets. Mets finally get a Met. I told you it would happen. Our Creator roster team wins 8-2 to also advance to the World Series. All right, that's a day off, so we'll get our ace back on the mound for Game 1. As Bolano starts for the Dodgers and Pablo Lopez starts for the Twins. We win 12-3, crushing the Twins. Home runs by Vargas, Berger, Gager, Lamore, and Stolarski, the scrub-level catcher. Scrub-level catcher's got 3 postseason home runs. Nice. All right, Game 2. We win again 10-1, another drubbing. As Miguel Gaitan, 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Berger hit 2 home runs. All right, travel day. Oh, I forgot to go to a 4-man rotation, too. Okay, I put our 5th starter in a setup role, moving Halsey and Carrasquillo to middle relief. That's the other decision our players can make when they play Creator roster, is to go to a 4-man rotation for the postseason. All right. We didn't have a series go to 5 games, so it hasn't come up yet. But although we didn't have the benefit of that guy in the bullpen, so it could have made a difference, I guess. All right, Game 3, Chris Carpenter facing Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan's been dominant this postseason, 3-0 with a .7 ERA. And Ryan gets another postseason win, going to 4-0, .84 ERA. All right, so Jeremy Keogh on the mound, 2-0 with a .69 ERA for us. Simeon Woods Richardson with a 20.25 postseason ERA is the Twins starter. And we win a shootout, 6-5. Keogh does get the win. We give up 3 runs in the 8th, so that's the bullpen. Let's see who gave that up. Probably one of our one of our bench level relievers. Let's see. Yeah. We brought in a bench level pitcher, I guess, in a mop-up role, and that was a mistake. 1 1/3, 3 earned runs, including 2 home runs. That guy got shelled. He's probably also responsible for some of Keogh's runs. Let's check out what happened in that 7th inning. When did they score their runs? Oh, was it the 8th inning? Oh yeah, the bottom of the eighth. Oh, so Halsey came in to start the inning. Okay, so he didn't add to. Or no, he must have come in the previous inning because, yeah, okay. Halsey came in the previous inning, but it was a clean inning, so he was not responsible for any of Keogh's runs. I take it back, Halsey. You did not cause Keogh to have earned runs um, charged to him. All right, Creator roster team on the verge of a World Series win. Bolanos back on the mound. Our ace is back on the bump, and we win. Woo! 10-5. Wow, it was a bullpen win though. So how did that go? Bolanos, gave up 4 unearned runs. 5 runs, 1 earned. So Carrasquillo came in to get the win. Summer of Love to. Oh shoot! I forgot to enter. I forgot to submit my. I think I forgot to submit a roster for that. Shoot. All right. Yeah. So we win the World Series. Very nice. Let's go to the playoff tree to watch the awarding of the trophy. There we go. Screenshot that. Texican, you won the Summer of Love pop-up tournament? Congratulations. That's awesome. Did you beat me in round 1? Because I didn't I didn't do a draft. I forgot to do it. That would have been nice if I contributed to your victory. Yeah, that's a heck of a win. What's the prize? You get a bunch of perfect points and clubhouse stars, right? That's a real nice win for you. Congratulations. That's great. All right, let's go to the mailbox for our postseason awards. We need those for the pack giveaway. Game score of 1547. All right, great gloves. We have 2. Gage in left field. That was our center fielder playing left field. And Lamore in right field. Oh, now Gager is the one. I made a note. We need to check. He started out as a 35. Let's go check them out. Because Smiley Face Jane reminded me that we have development off so that the gloves would not improve over time, which I thought was correct. But Gager was a 35 to start the season and left. And he ends as a 65. That was his maximum. So I need to let Smiley Face Jane know that. And anyone who wants to play Creator roster, when you have these players with the lower initial fielding but the higher potential, even though we have development turned off, it does not appear to be changing experience at fielding, which is what helps you make that increase in your fielding rating. So this guy started as a 35 and still won a Gold Glove. He ended up at 65, but he wasn't a 65 all season. But he must have developed fast enough that he in left field he had a 1.59 range, 16.5 zone rating, and a 1.14 efficiency, and a huge arm, 5.3. And the arm was going to be the arm, without experience or not, because he had a. Actually, his outfield arm was not huge. It's a 45, but he had a plus 5.3 arm. Wow. All right, Gold Glove for. So our players will develop their defense over the course of the season. And with a 55 right field rating, Lamore wins a Gold Glove. All right, next up, reliever of the year. Now, Scrobot was hot in the beginning, but I think he's dropped off enough that he's out of the running. 2.39 ERA, and our closer, although he tied for league leading saves, his 4.31 ERA, I think will prevent him from getting any votes. Yeah, he might not even get votes with that ERA. The bar is usually pretty high for reliever of the year. Yeah, we did not get votes despite co-leading the league in saves. Maybe it's a time. Maybe it's a sign to do more historical drafts. Tend to stick to modern. Yeah, I mean, you won the biggest one of all, other than maybe a PTCS draft. So, all right, Platinum Sycamores. We should have a handful of these. 4. Let's see who we got. Not the catcher for sure. That's a scrub. Legend level shortstop Alex Vargas. Legend level center fielder. Oh wait, we just won 2. I thought it said 4. Oh, Cardozo at first base and Boyce at second base. Check out these stat lines. Cardozo 323, 59 home runs. Boyce 327, 53 home runs. Vargas 341, 55 home runs. Berger 321, 55 home runs. They all hit well above 300 and 50 plus home runs. That's crazy. So Berger had the 60 contacts, so I'm not surprised he hit 321. Vargas also 60 contacts, so he hit 341. Boyce with 55 contacts still hit 327, and Cardozo 65 contact did hit 323. So yeah, those guys, outstanding. Mosqueda, who had 50 contact, 85 home runs, actually underperformed with only 46 bombs with that 85 power. Pat Mann with 80 power only hit 41. Lamore with 75 power only hit 33. And Gager with 80 power only hit 30. So everyone, I think, was a bit down from where I thought they would be. All right, we don't have anyone eligible for Rookie of the Year. Next up is Cy Young. Carpenter went 25-0. Bolanos, though, went 27-4 with 277 strikeouts and had the highest WAR. So I'm guessing Bolanos or Carpenter. Bolanos does take it. 27-4, 277 strikeouts in 251 innings, 2.15 ERA, 171 opponent batting average. Kehoe actually came in second and won the second most first place votes. Carpenter came in third, and then Gaitan came in fourth. We did sweep the top 4 Cy Young spots. All right, MVP. I mean, we had 12 plus WAR guys. You know what? We didn't have a WAR question on the forum. I need to add WAR questions. Top batter and pitcher WAR. 12.5 from Vargas. Okay, let's see who wins. Berger had a slightly higher OPS though, and Vargas had a slightly higher WAR. Vargas does win it. Wow, 15 first place votes for Vargas, 10 for Berger, and 5 for Cardoso. We had the top 3 MVP vote getters and 4 of the top 5. Pat Mann also got some votes. All right, I think we have enough information now that we can do the pack giveaway.
I just have to generate the spreadsheet. And again, just as a reminder, Cardinal fan is playing for fun. So if they win, if they're in first or second place, we'll go to third place for the packs. Let me set up the form before I put it in the stream. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, I have to move this around. All right, here we go. Again, there are 7 of you, 6 who want the packs. So really 6 of you. But we're going to see how well Cardinal fan does here. All right, so starting with the Survivor style section. Again, only first place can be determined here. Will this team finish with the lowest regular season win percentage in majors? It did not. Lowest in the sub league? It did not. Last in this division? It did not. Below 500? It did not. Will this team make the playoffs? Yes, it did. Will it win its division? Yes, it did. So we lose Star there. Will it make it to the World Series? Yes, it did. And will it win the World Series? It sure did. Did we have a Cy Young Award winner? Yes, we did. So we lose Cardinal fan, we lose Psycho Ducko. So we're down to 4. Will we get an MVP? We did. All right, so then that takes us to the total wins for the season. And if we have a tie after this question, then it doesn't matter. We all go back in for second place for the numerical section. But Smiley Face Jane guessed 132 exactly. Of course she did. And wins first place. Okay, so now everyone's back in, though, for second place. You are all back in for second place. So let's collapse this section because Smiley Face Jane won it. And let me resize the rest. And let's just put Smiley Face Jane here in the bright green for having already won. Or the bright green. There we go. Okay. How many games wide would it finish in its division? It won its division, so 0 is the correct answer here. So most of you got a point already. Good way to start. Okay, let's do the mouse hover and see where do we rank. First in everything except average, where we were 3rd. All right. So, if you take my advice, you should have at least have gotten 5 points here. But let's see. First place. Now here is where we finished in 3rd place, but everyone is still closest, so you all get points there. Star having a rough go of it tonight, though. All right, and then home runs hit. I am not at all shocked that we finished first here. We had a ton of power in that lineup. Reb Jr., Psycho Ducko, Late Tate, Clay Dog all get points there. ERA was first. Strikeouts thrown, we were first. And defensive efficiency, we were first. So we are still tied up here, headed into the rest, the batting section.
All right, team leader in home runs. I believe that was 59. 59 home runs by Tomas Cardoso. 59. That means Reb Jr. was the closest, and Reb Jr. jumps out to a lead. All right, lowest and highest batting averages. At least 300 plate appearances. So Taylor does not count. Cody Gager, our starting left fielder, 222. What was his contact rating? A 45 hit 222. Reb Jr., very close, is the closest. And then the highest batting average was Vargas with a 341. Whoa. Reb Jr. again, 343. Amazing guesses here. Yes, we're in the numerical section. There were 4 of you right in it, and then Reb Jr. just started running away with the guesses so far. All right, OPS. Lowest OPS was, let's see, 300 plate appearances. So we go up to Stolarski, 696. If anyone had gone meme guess 696, you would have gotten it right. Slyface Jane was very close, but has already won with a meme guess of 690. I think Clay Dog's the one here with 655. So Psycho Ducko used a rule for their guesses. If anyone in the chat wants to try to figure it out, I will also see if I can figure it out. But there's only 169 here in the 769, so it's not a meme guess theme. At least I don't think. If anyone in the chat figures it out, let us know. What's the rule besides 0 championships? Okay. OPS now. The highest OPS. 1156. Check out Claydog with 1151. Coming back to challenge Reb Jr. All right, next up is strikeout percentage. Highest strikeout percentage. For this, we have to go to batting stats 2. 37% by Mosqueda. Late to Hate with a 38% guess. Very nice. 1 percentage point away. Oh, is it Friendly Jab assuming this means something related to the Oregon Ducks? What could the Ducks themes be here? I'm looking at nothing's jumping out at me yet, but I'm also... After I give out the packs, I'll take another look, see if I can figure it out. Okay, regular season strikeouts now. I think it was 277 by Bolanos. It was 277. Clay Dog only 5 away is the closest. It's kind of a tough one. All right. I like a challenge. Clay Dog and Reb Jr. are currently tied. Clay Dog, by having the most recent correct answer, though, is technically ahead of Reb Jr. Okay, ERA, highest and lowest. Again, we need 100 innings pitched, so we have to go down here to Rosendo, 4.09. Creatio is only 0.2 away. And is the closest. 4.09, 3.89. Creatio pulls ahead. Lowest ERA, 100 innings pitched. Kehoe, 1.92. Late to hate with that one. All right, next up is highest and lowest whip. Highest whip with 100 innings pitched, again, is Rosendo with a 1.3. Rev Jr. closest there with a 1.241. Now, Rev Jr. with 4, Creatio with 4, but Rev Jr. now has the most recent correct answer. So Rev Jr. has the tie break within the tie break. Lowest whip, 100 innings pitched. Bolanos, 0.86. Late to hate now gets in the mix with 3 correct answers, or 3 additional correct answers. Everyone was mostly tied after the mouse hover question, so I'm just counting the ones since then. Now, because of the way the tiebreaker works, if Late to Hate gets the next one, Late to Hate will win. If no one gets it, then it's Rev Jr., or if Rev Jr. gets it, it's Rev Jr. If Creatio gets it, he will get the tiebreaker. All right, the question here was the highest home runs per 9. Now, there was a 3.9, but he only pitched 41 and 2/3 innings. With 100 innings, it was only 1.3. So Star takes it, acts as a spoiler, because it prevents anyone else from catching Rev Jr., who had the most recent 4th correct answer. So Rev Jr. does get second place in 3 packs. First place is Smiley Face Jane. Congratulations to our pack winners. Thanks everybody for playing. I hope you had fun. And let's figure out where we're going to raid. Smiley Face Jane, are you going to stream tonight? You had said, I think you had left it at maybe. And I would like to offer the raid if you want it. It also saved me from having to look around to see where we're right into. If not, I think we'll probably just raid into Italics, who is continuing these marathon OOTP streams. I've seen him go as many as 13 hours playing OOTP. He's in hour 10 right now. Playing his Las Vegas Invaders save. Alright, let me try Swipeface in Discord, and if I don't get a response, then we will go ahead and raid Italics. Oh, ignore the decimal points for your rule. Okay. Okay. While we wait to hear from Smileyface Jane, let me take another look at this potential rule. 47, 173, 359, 769, 991, 277. 223, 211, 137,
191, 97. I don't know. Let's see. Well, Jane won it in the Survivor style section, Deli Sports. So her section is colored green just because I didn't. Her scores don't count towards the second part because she's already clinched her first place win. Yeah, Psycho Ducko. I don't know. I'm stuck. The ones for team stats are semi compliant. Oh, sorry. I thought you were giving a clue for your. I can't guess your theme. I'm drawing a blank here. Whenever you want to share, I'd be curious to know. I don't know if anyone in chat has a guess, but it's a clue. Because there are so many different levels of numbers, it's throwing me off. Because there's numbers in the 200s, there's numbers in the 900s. I don't know. I'm giving up, but maybe the chat's not giving up. I don't know. I don't know if chat wants to hazard a guess. Okay, yeah, there are no even numbers. That is true. The 47 immediately made me think of prime numbers, but I don't think these are all primes. Let me see if I can find a non-prime number in here. I don't know. Maybe there are no. Are these all prime numbers? The 47 is the only obviously prime number to me. The three-digit numbers, I'm not. Oh, it is. Look at that. I did guess it. I'm not very well versed on my three-digit primes. One is theoretically not a prime. Oh, that's right. Technically not a prime number. And technically, of course, the best way to be correct. Yeah, that's fun, Psycho Ducko. Yeah, you know your three-digit primes, huh? Pretty good. Nice. Very nice. That's a fun theme for the guessing there. Yeah, and Psycho and one is just divisible by one and one, or I guess just one. It is itself. You'll go harder next time. I don't know. Any harder might break my brain. All right, everybody. I do apologize that we were not able to land a set of rules for Creator Roster that will work. Again, I don't want to launch it until the test run is in the mid 120s. So I'm going to think on this a little bit and see if I can come up with a different formula for getting the win total down. It's not that I'm trying to get fewer wins. I'm trying to get to a lower starting point to give everyone enough runway to improve as you all come up with better ways to play. And so if I come out at 131, I'm a little worried that I'm not giving everyone enough runway to kind of show how they can increase their win totals. So that's the rationale behind it. Oh, good. I'm glad you had fun. To our pack winners again, congratulations. I'll be sending those to Nicolino probably on Monday. So look to get your packs early next week. And I will be back on tomorrow night. We'll be following Azure Denny and OTP After Dark. I don't know yet what we're going to do. I mean, I don't want to do yet another creator roster run. I'm sure y'all are starting to get tired of those. I was thinking, though, maybe we would start building a roster for um, our player import comparison team. And I'll explain that in more detail tomorrow. But basically, if you import a historical player now, like the 1996 Brady Anderson, the game does not give you the 1996 Brady Anderson. It gives you a 3-year blend around 1996. So what I want to do is build an entire roster of players who had one huge pop-up season, surrounded by average seasons. Import all of them now, when it's a 3-year blend, see how they do. And then OOTP is working on a fix of giving us the option of a 1-year import. Run that same roster of pop-up season players with the 1-year import and see how much better they do. And I think the answer is going to be way better because it will be all players like Brady Anderson. But we need to put that roster together and test it out before we get the 1-year version. I thought that might be a fun thing to do tomorrow night. So, and also bring your favorite pop-up seasons and suggest them. Is Simmons a suggestion for a pop-up season? If so, let me look up Simmons. Are you talking about Ted Simmons? I don't know which Simmons you're talking about, but I'm certainly open to suggestions for this one. Oh, Andrelton Simmons. Oh, interesting. Let's check out Andrelton Simmons. Let's see. Which was his peak season here? I'm not seeing an obvious peak season, but bring him back up tomorrow night and we'll take a look. The peakier, the better. Like one huge season surrounded by 2 average seasons. Surprisingly, as good as he was, the Steve Carlton amazing season surrounded by 2 pretty average Steve Carlton seasons. And I knew that one because when I imported him, he never seemed to do as well as that season would suggest. Now I know why. And so we're going to try that out. I think it'll be fun. So come check it out. And we will now raid into Italics, who is playing OOTP 26. His Las Vegas Invaders save. Oh, why did I put the stream will be back up? I meant to put the title page up. Sorry about that. The stream is already underway. Let's put the... I usually put the title slide up. That's what I was looking for. It is actually a really good vibe in his stream. It's geared a little bit more towards like baseball and OOTP newbies because he's a variety streamer. There are some pretty big, obviously, baseball fans in his audience, but a lot of what he talks about and explains is geared towards more of a general strategy game fan who is being exposed to OOTP as a baseball strategy game. But I still really enjoy his stream, and he does a really good job with it. So let's go say hi to Italics.